Hope County has seen better days. Well, that depends on your perspective. Ever since the fatal ending of Far Cry 5, technology and indeed the modern world have become almost non-existent. 17 years later, the survivors have emerged from their underground bunkers to start rebuilding, and while this is serious work to ensure the survival of humanity, that doesn't mean you can't have a little fun along the way. Far Cry New Dawn's gameplay is structured entirely around scavenging to survive, so when you aren't fighting the highwaymen for the right to live, even the relaxing distractions from the main story will help the town of prosperity. It's a win-win. What kind of activities can you expect? Here are 5 things to do in Far Cry New Dawn other than the main story. The blast that took out most, if not all, of North America has laid waste to most structures in Hope County. On your travels, you'll encounter a variety of landmarks and locales with useful scraps left over from all those years ago. With an unlimited inventory and a heavy reliance on parts to advance your arsenal, allies, and home, picking up everything that isn't nailed down is not only essential, but satisfying to see the tiny green checkmark appear on the top of the map to let you know you got everything in sight. Timber is particularly helpful in highlighting all the scrap in the area, and there is something inherently relaxing about slowing down to explore the aesthetic of the new world as you pick up the parts you need to survive. It might not be the most thrilling, but it sure is a good opportunity to stop and smell the irradiated roses. Far Cry 5 introduced fishing mechanics that were easy and fun, a nice way to reflect on the culture of Montana as well as make a few bucks selling fish. New Dawn continues this tradition of pulling you out of the post-apocalyptic chaos and letting you find some peace sitting by a stream or lake and pulling in a few fish, which can be traded for parts. Fishing was a big deal in Far Cry 5, yet New Dawn offering you parts and trade for fish makes it yet another key feature for survival. Just be sure not to wade too far into the water. The mutated demon fish is a beast not to be trifled with. The highwaymen have taken over any significant standing landmark as a base of operations, often having tons of ethanol on hand to keep their vehicles and machines running. Ethanol is the most significant resource to collect, so taking on these armed forts, much like Far Cry 5's strongholds, will award you a fast travel location, base of operations, and a hefty sum of ethanol. Once a fort has been liberated, however, players have the option of salvaging the fort and moving on. This means taking a small bonus of ethanol and abandoning the fort for the highwaymen to take control again. Each time you choose this option, the enemies will be stronger, in greater numbers, and more heavily armed, but it'll also net you even more life-saving ethanol. If you had a particularly enjoyable time mowing down your enemies and wanted to do it again, Fort Salvage is intense and fun. The woods of Hope County have always been home to a variety of wild animals, some more dangerous than others. Life, as they say, finds a way, and so even after the desolation of a nuclear attack, the wildlife of Montana has not only survived, but evolved due to the radiation that washed over the forest. This has led to the elite class animals also known as monstrous beasts. Coming in a variety of species including bison, bear, and cougar, monstrous animals have a thick stone-like hide and glowing weak point that spews fire when struck. These animals are particularly aggressive and powerful, roaming elusively and stealthily through the woods. They are also often accompanied by other members of their species. Tracking them can make you feel like a skilled hunter, and taking one down will often require most, if not all, of your bullets and reflexes to survive. This is a true test of your survival skills. Ubisoft promised us the opportunity to go around the world with Expeditions, a new game mode that would let us see what kind of devastation the world is experiencing. Florida, Arizona, Louisiana, these are just some of the places you'll go in an attempt to thwart the highwaymen. Expeditions are heavily stealth-based missions in which you are sent to retrieve a package and make your way to the rendezvous point for extraction. The locations themselves stand out beautifully as a refreshingly new environment, but the real joy of Expeditions come from its pressure to remain unseen. The package you are sent to grab is equipped with a GPS tracker, and as soon as it's been taken, you'll have about 30 seconds to start running. Once they realize the package is missing, you'll have an unending horde of enemies trying to kill you. Did I mention you'll need to survive at least 1 extra minute and a half before the extraction even arrives? If that wasn't intense enough, if you were spotted at any point during the mission, this will automatically kick off the unending horde of enemies, even if you haven't retrieved the package. It's insanity, it's intense, and it's quite possibly my favorite thing to do in Far Cry New Dawn. So those are just 5 of the many things to do in Far Cry New Dawn. Is there something you like to do that we missed? Let us know on Facebook, Twitter, or the comment section below.